から、ウィーンからミュンヘン、ドイツに向かってるんですけど、私の学校の頃の友達のカールっていう男の子なんですけど、もう今はもうおじさんかなが、ミュンヘンの、劇場の芸術監督になってるので、もう10年以上芸術監督をやってるんですけど、ちょっとバレエ界の内部の話とかオーディションの話とか、皆さんの参考になるような話を、ちょっと聞いてみたいなと思って今からミュンヘンに行ってまいります。ついにたどり着きました。テアーターアムゲルトナープラッツって言うんですけど、ゲルトナープラッツにある劇場っていうことですね。でこの後ろに映ってるんですけど、とにかく暑くて本当に真夏のようです。さっき取り急ぎサンダルを買ってきて、特別なお部屋に連れて行ってもらいます。あ、そう、ja. Aber ich denke mir, das ist vielleicht ein ganz schöner Blick. Wow. Oh, beautiful. Zeige ich dir schnell, wenn wir schon da sind. Wunderschön. Zeige ich dir schnell. Ja. Das ist unser kleines Theater. Wow. Das ist unser. Also du hast das wirklich zu was gebracht, weil. Das ist unser kleines. Es ist wunderschön. Das ist schön, ja, ist wirklich schön. Sehr 150 schön. Jahre alt. 150 Jahre? 150 Jahre alt, genau. Also es ist ein bisschen mehr als 153 oder 200. War es so in der Form? Ist es renoviert worden? Es ist renoviert worden, es ist im Krieg auch, aber es ist relativ gut durch den Krieg gekommen. Alles, was historisch war, ist von zwei Seiten mit so Metallstrukturen gestützt. はい、こちら、カール・シュライナーさんなんですけど、When you started the ballet school, when you entered the ballet school, I think you came into the second grade?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I came in the second
Because I looked through the photos of the first grade and you weren't there, so I was like, you came to second grade.
No, I came second grade.
Yeah.
I think my dad from day one, he did not want me to be a ballet dancer. I think I'm the firstborn of three, and I think that my dad imagined for me to be a lawyer or like a scientist or whatever. And I think he thought if he brings me to this kind of Vienna State Opera ballet school, I'm inevitably gonna fail.
Oh, really?
Yes, he was super convinced, and he thought that's the way how I can
to make you quit,
and then Carl can do it. Yeah, he can do it as an amateur sport, and he can go once a week. And he stopped saying, "I need to go there every day. I need to," And for him was like, "Okay, I'll bring him to that. I'll bring him to this that to finish the whole story of ballet, and then he's gonna understand that he's not made for that."
Right.
And I do remember the white face that my dad had coming out of the tops, because he was really shocked that they took me. And his plan of kind of giving an end to.
How was your experience with doing school half day, ballet half day, with the same people mostly, and just being in this environment of only dancers basically?
I have very, very good memories of that. One of the memories is for you because we shared a table or a bench at school. We shared that, and it's very intense because we spent many hours every day. And then of course you were not in boarding school, but I was in boarding school.
Right.
So there were some people which basically I saw when I woke up.
And said good night.
Exactly. I went to ballet school with them.
Right.
I went to like normal school with them, and then I did my homework with them in the evening, and then. I mean, we were really bunheads, and then we watched, I don't know, some Cynthia Harvey or Baryshnikov video before going. It was like that. I'm not joking.
It's more than brothers or family or colleagues, because there is no person like this in a normal life that you spend the whole day, 8
because
years.
you don't because even family, everybody goes to his thing.
Work or school.
But that you spend time with people like 24/7. And that those people also are super interested.
Right.
And like they're not here because they have to or they're obliged.
Right.
But everybody's thought he himself was privileged to be part of that. And I don't know if you remember, but I think we were like 32 students in the second grade.
Yeah. And we were 8
and we were 8 people when we graduated. So it was quite clear to everyone on the way, with every year you made it for the next grade, that it's a privilege to be there, and it is a privilege to, I have the feeling that it was a system which was kind of like trial and error, and also like that happened obviously behind our backs.
Right.
But I think that people were quite nice to us because they did not.
We were the bunnies.
Like the guinea pigs. I think it was partially because they also didn't know if it's really possible to do all those hours of. I mean, I remember there were days when I was sore from class and sitting, and we still had 4 hours of normal education to go.
I didn't really feel it was hard because everything we did I loved. Not school maybe.
But I think you had such extraordinary intellectual capacity. So I think for you, but I really think that for those people for whom it was hard to actually do let's say the normal school, they really went to their borders and they really went to their limits. Some people gave up school, like normal education. Right. So there was also a dropout rate of people 16, they just didn't feel that they couldn't bear with it anymore. They'd rather do another ballet class in the afternoon than to keep going.
You know what's interesting is 2 days ago I went to the school. And I talked to the headmistress, and she said that they're now negotiating with the school, the ballet school, doing more ballet hours and less school.
I think generally to just trim down the general education, I'm not so sure.
Do you think school is important for dancers?
Maybe I rephrase it.
Education
is fundamental to any social development, to any self-value, and I think it's the first form of self-respect, basically. Education. And I started to feel that it's not enough for me to get the correction in terms of like turn out your foot, be half a count earlier, your arm is a bit lower than the person in front of you. But that's mainly what you got as corrections in the ballet. That's what it is about. It wasn't even wanted, my opinion. I literally remember standing on stage, having a wigs and having my tights and everything on, and I realized if I wouldn't be there, it would just miss a sculpture. But me, Carl, I would have been replaced by Tomislav or by Fabian or by Michael or by whoever, and that wouldn't change nothing to the evening. And in the same time it was the upcoming period when there was the festival founded by Ismail Ivo and Karl Regensburger, which was the Impulse Dance Festival, which in the 90s, basically I had the chance to see all the major premieres of the big works. I was like, okay, I want to do that. And I did realize, in some way I went the wrong detour. And I think there comes a moment in your artistic life that you feel, okay, no, that's not the direction. And then I think one should really listen to that and be sincere, because if you find what you really like from the bottom
and what you're meant to do,
and what but I think those two things always go together. If it's from the bottom of your heart, and if you feel that's what interests you, then you will inevitably be able to achieve, I'm not saying bigger, but maybe more profound and maybe longer lasting, enduring ideas in terms of
and also be successful within yourself.
Interiorly successful. I don't think that there is a way of stopping talent from coming out, even if you try to block it in or to box it in or to
talent meaning what? What are you referring to?
Talent meaning, I think it's the possibility to see things and be able to embody them beyond what most of us see. Talent is this possibility actually to connect to something divine, to connect to something, to a form of, to some of bigger form, into kind of like almost being a proof of existence of that beauty. That's for me what is talent. We do say, his dancing is divine, or and I think that's what I'm talking about.
So when you look for dancers now yourself in an audition, then what qualities are you specifically looking at?
I think there are two qualities I'm looking at, because of course we're a very small company, we're only 20 people. So I think one of the things is when imagining that person in the context of that company, and I'm not talking about physical appearance, I'm talking about movement ideas, approach to movement dynamics, qualities, ideas in improvisation. Would that dancer have a place? Right. And if I'm thinking, we have someone who has exactly those skills, I know that A, I'm not bringing anything to the company, and B, I will create a situation where those two elements, which are very close to each other, will eventually, get into a conflict situation. I'm looking for individuality, particularity, a personal voice, a personal thing, and the clearer I can see that, the easier it is for me to imagine that within the context.
So do you have them also speak to you?
I absolutely have a conversation with dancers. For me, it's very important that people who come to us understand who we are, what we do, know about the work we're doing. I would never offer a job to a person who has no idea.
Okay.
Because that's fundamental for me, because how would you be able to take or the offer of a contract, which is in the end a collaboration, an artistic collaboration, creation, if you don't even know what you're getting yourself into. So that for me is fundamental.
So if somebody's passive and just waiting for orders.
Or if somebody is just telling me, well, I'm looking for a job.
Right.
Then I'm saying, there are lots of jobs out there. I think that's where you should go. The other thing, and that I think is the only thing, if they have at least a basic idea what love and respect means.
Okay.
And I think that's fundamental for me, because I don't think you are able to be creative, because creativity means also lots of failures, lots of trials, lots of errors, and if
of yourself and others.
And if you're working in a group, which we constantly do, it's constant work. I mean, my work as a choreographer doesn't make any sense if I do it with a piece of paper at home. I have to do that with and on the people I'm with. And if I am working with people who have no idea of respect and love, it's impossible. Because that means that failure leads necessarily to undervaluing, to abuse of power, and disrespectful behavior, belittling of people. And that ends up with probably nobody will ever propose anything. Like I think in an environment where you need to be creative, that doesn't mean that you have to have like manners and behavior. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking fundamentally at the core level. You need to be empathic, love people and understand. Believe in people, trust people, and also forgive and understand that we're together with this.
So thank you very much for all your insights, and it's more like a conversation than an interview, actually.
Exactly.
I mean, I could go on for hours.
We had many of those conversations.
I know, I love them.
Since the age of 12, I think we had lots of conversations.
And I really love that we grew into a direction that we can still converse in, because that's not always the case. Sometimes you're friends with someone and then you go different ways, or you develop different ways, and then sometimes it's sad, but with you I'm very happy.
Me too. I think there's also a part of providence inside of it. Of someone who, makes you re-meet and re-find the people that you're supposed to, that you're supposed to listen to. I do have the feeling that that's the case.
But I really thought that, I really chose my friends well.
Thank you. The same for me.
No, thank you.
ご視聴いただきありがとうございました。よろしければチャンネル登録お願いします。